would say, last year, won the national championship, now they're number 8. So basically 7 up. If LSU won the national championship, they would be a top 3 school. If Florida won the football national championship, they'd be a top 3 school. But then we start with Georgia, Notre Dame, Michigan, or Alabama. These are all interchangeable. If Georgia won the football national championship this year, we'd be our number 1 institution.
When all the bandwagon fans come out and start.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
More, add them on. We love bandwagon fans.
But also just shows the power of the Texas brand too, because they haven't won anything since 2006, and they're still the number 1 school. So
Yeah, I don't understand that.
they have the most bandwagon fans. But
Yeah. Everything in the state of Texas, not everything, but there's a lot of burnt orange.
Yeah.
And then these are just a list of our top manufacturers, licensees for the year. So obviously Nike was number 1. Knights Apparel is a company that produces product predominantly for Walmart, Target,
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club. Yeah, their reach is,
Kroger, things like that.
yeah, they have a solid hold on that business, which is great. They're a great partner. Gear for Sports, this is going to be a little deceiving. This is a company that actually manufactures a lot of product that's Champion. So I'm sure you're all familiar with Champion. They also have a license with a sub-license actually with Under Armour. So product that you see, Collegiate product at least that's Under Armour branded, is done by this company, and they're located in Kansas City. They are not in Baltimore. So anyway, that's who Gear for Sports is. Go ahead.
For the third, you said Gear for Sports as Champion also, the clothing one?
Mm-hmm.
How does it go? Because I noticed a while ago I was at Urban Outfitter and their brand is in there too. How does that go? Because they're also still where they've always been, like Target, Walmart, something like that. But of course at Urban Outfitter, they're outstandingly higher than what you would pay. And some of the stuff was just the same C brand on the hoodie, but it was $60 hoodie.
So they're, yeah.
That's a
Good
really
question.
intricate question. And most people don't pick up on that. Do you want to take it?
I mean, I can if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Typically, companies like Nike, like a Knights Apparel, they'll have lines. They'll do line reviews every year, and they'll have a good kind of line. So it'll be a good quality shirt, you know, couple of sweatshirts. They have a better quality. What quality is a little bit better. You might feel a little difference. The graphics might be a little different. And then they have a best set. So it's going to be their top quality, their top kind of graphics treatment. So that seems to be how a lot of licensees and manufacturers are going. They want to have an option that's more affordable for companies that, or for retailers that want that product. They want to have it better because a lot of them don't like being labeled, oh, we're the cheap
The low
guys.
cost.
Yeah, the low cost. Oh, wait, you know, we have these other options. So that would be, I think, why you would see some in there. Chime in.
That's right on.
Yeah, that is.
But a lot of that stuff, I mean, for purposes of what we do, if they put a Collegiate logo on the shirt, you're not going to see it at Walmart on a Champion brand. They just, by license, they can't sell it there, and that becomes a legal issue with them. So you might see just the Champion C without a school logo. I mean, they can sell that forever. I mean, they're not bound by any licenses. I mean, that's just the brand that they can sell there. That's why you can see Hanes across the board, and now, which is, they don't show up on here, Knights Apparel is the number 2 licensee, is actually the company that you see making Russell products at Walmart. So anything that's got the Russell R with the eagle on it, that's actually made by Knights Apparel. They pay an additional 2% on whatever the license royalty rate is to Russell, just to use that R eagle logo on the side.
It gets real fun sometimes.
You guys watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know how Mr. Wonderful's always talking about the royalty and stuff? That's what he's talking, that kind of stuff. You're trying to find ways to get your brand out there above anything else.
So these are companies that are using all that brand awareness of another company. They're buying that to just put on their garments. Wow.
Yeah, and then we'll pay an additional, we're already paying 10% to the University of Georgia. We're gonna pay you an additional 2%, so we can take that, our Eagle, and make that our brand specific to Walmart, and then they might go to Kroger or Walgreens or somebody else within that mass distribution channel and sell the actual Knights Apparel or a
I would assume like Russell has to approve the materials that it goes on, just to
And
make.
Russell's also a licensee,
Oh, yeah.
too. So
Right,
over
right.
Russell on the other side, where they are making money by putting stuff on Russell product that they're producing, but then they're also licensing out their logo to Knights Apparel to put in the Walmart, because they didn't have that distribution
They weren't-
capability.
They didn't have
Knights had that
that.
capability. Hey, we'll work out a deal where you're giving us 2% just so we can get our product.
Okay, so it's good for both.
Absolutely.
It can get real complicated.
Yeah.
We just made it really complicated, but
Yeah.
usually it's really pretty straightforward. Some of the top licensees obviously on our non-apparel side, all the things that you can't wear. So EA, would come as a shock to anybody.
Well, not anymore.
Not- well,
This
this
was-
is last
This
year.
is the fiscal year, that's gone away. With the video game went away, they paid their last check in June, so.
Turvis tumbler, one of my favorites. You know, I see a Turvis.
Yeah.
See? Still a lot of cups. So. And then we have a, kind of along the lines of what we do for our clients, we have a whole team that goes out to kind of garner new partnerships and new businesses, so, I'm gonna boost this avenues. So, Victoria's Secret Pink program didn't include college until, what, 5 years ago, maybe?
4 or 5, yeah.
And now, obviously, that does really well for Pink, and schools that are a part of it love it. Me, as a consumer, I love it, it's very comfortable. Carhartt is a relatively new one, so those brown kind of heavy-duty jackets, they're really big with schools I work with up in the Midwest. Good quality. FTD, that was a fun one. They still offer college-colored roses. Gentlemen, get your ladies some FTD flowers that are available. But then we're also looking for, also silver candies and Justice, the little girls store. There is college product in there now, which is pretty exciting.
You want to talk about the Collegiate also?
Oh, yeah, I can talk about that. So, another thing that we try to do with schools is kind of help them get into retailers that they may not already be in, or where you aren't accustomed to seeing college product. So one example would be, say, boutiques and department stores such as Nordstrom's or Saks, kind of higher end, where you don't typically see college. So what are some things that appeal to those types of markets? And a lot of times it is these old kind of vintage marks. So we go work with our schools and go back through their archives and try to pull and find marks that they've used, whether it be in, somewhere on campus that's 50, 60 years old, or an old mark that appeared on a uniform a long time ago, and try to give them a little fresh look, and then offer them to some licensees, manufacturers that do we consider real high quality product, and then who have those relationships with those retailers, so the boutiques, the better department stores. So through the College Vault program, we've gotten product into Fred Siegel in LA and Nordstrom's, and again, like a bunch of really fun places across the country. Yeah.
One of the interesting things about what we do is, going back to the brand protection, what a lot of people don't realize is if you're not using a mark, so if Notre Dame hadn't used this mark for 60 years, you don't necessarily own that mark. You know what I mean? We protect the use. So they have to have product in the marketplace that has that mark on it so that they can protect it and register it, so nobody comes in and say squats on that logo or starts using it for high school or for anything else, because then they don't have any recourse to go back and have those folks pay them their rights, the rights fees for that.
So this is just kind of a quick glance of some of the retailers that our team works with. Again, anyone from Old Navy to JCPenney, and we've talked about some of these Fanatics, huge
Online retailer.
online retailer. Yep, sure.
Do y'all have anything to do with because my high school, it was Stockbridge, and we kind of took they were trying to redo their emblem,
Mm-hmm.
and they went with the University of Miami kind of style,
Mhm.
and that was kind of big ordeal going.
They do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, funny you say that.
Yeah, use the Wisconsin example.
I can.
Yeah.
So one of the schools I work with is Wisconsin. They are known for their Motion W. You know, it's got a little tilt to it. That is a very prevalent mark, obviously in the state of Wisconsin, but there are also high schools that have used that mark. So, similar to your example, the University of Wisconsin has chosen to, it's gonna sound terrible, but go after high schools that use their mark, profit on it, and oftentimes they'll contact, or will contact the high school on their behalf, explain, hey, look, you're infringing on the university's mark, it's registered, the university's willing to work with you, and let you kind of phase out the mark, and then they give you a time frame. So I know this has happened with Wisconsin, I know Missouri's done it a few places.
Georgia Tech charges $1 to use the buzz, so any high school that wants to use, and they're the Yellow Jackets, they want to use that logo, they can go pay Georgia Tech $1. So everybody handles it.
Everybody's a little
They
different.
are handled different, absolutely.
I have some schools that are like, nope, we'll let them use it, that's okay, as long as they don't use the mark like in our colors, or everybody's a little different, but yeah,
Yeah, I was just wondering if that had to do with
Miami
you.
contact
Yeah.
high school?
Yeah. That's why I was wondering if that, you know, how y'all went about handling situations like that, if y'all actually contacted them or.
It's a school by school case. Some schools, some colleges prefer to be the ones, you know, educator to educator. Hey, look, like,
Yeah.
we're willing to work with you. Others are just like, no, we're pretty tired of it. Why, you know, that's why we have an agency, in CLC, and you guys just deal with it, so it can go both ways.
Anybody know who the largest, no, go ahead, sorry.
So does that happen a lot?
High schools?
Yeah, as far as infringing on their maximum?
Yeah, see what happens,
Unfortunately,
a lot of what we deal with is a lot of tattletales, so somebody might see something and then we get a phone call like, hey, school down the road, using, you know, give them a hard time, you gave us a hard time, you know what I mean? So that's not, we're not, you know, actively seeking out all the high schools.
I think that's what happened with ours is somebody kind of.
Somebody probably already got, popped by them, but that's typically how it works, that's how it works with offenders.
Yep.
Anybody know who the largest retailer of collegiate merchandise is?
They're up on that.
Walmart?
That is correct.
Right on.
That is correct.
How about these shoes?
They're the largest retailer of everything. That was a trick.
And then another thing that we work on with schools is kind of getting the message out to buy college products year round. So we've got a marketing team that's developed marketing campaigns, as you see, to kind of remind retailers and consumers alike, hey, college is all year round. Don't, you know, support college, buy licensed product, etc. We've got a nice little chart here to kind of give you an idea of who we're competing with during every time, you know, various times a year. So obviously our big summer campaign is College Colors Day. It's getting people back on campus, supporting, you know, it's opening weekend of football. Everybody's fantastic. Nobody's lost yet. So getting people excited, go back to school. Then we move into what we're in now, which is the Saturday ritual, and put on your Saturday's best. Just kind of a reminder, hey, Saturday's game day, support your team, wear your colors, buy new stuff. We're getting ready for holiday cheer, so spread cheer with college gear, buy your friends and family, you know, college products, support their teams. And then we get into Rock Your Colors, which starts in mid-January, yeah, and runs through basketball season. So just a reminder, show up, rock your colors, support your team, buy new gear.
And one thing to note is, out of all of the leagues, all the pro leagues, we're the only group that has some kind of marketing campaign going on 11 months out of the year. The only time that we're not doing anything in July, and that's because we're finally taking a breath and vacation before we do it all over, so.
Yeah. Okay. This is another kind of example of everything that we're going up against, and kind of the different advertising that the leagues do. I mean, just to put it in perspective, college, I think our marketing budget is far, far less than what the leagues have. I mean, shoot, NFL spent $50 million maybe on the Back to Football Friday campaign. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, the NFL spent more money on their women's product campaign than we have in the year budget.
Yeah.
For the schools that we represent.
But just kind of examples of what we're doing and what we're competing with at retail. And then from a, you know, big picture, obviously we push college to retailers, college as a whole, or college, you know, regionally, that doesn't mean we're not doing anything locally, where it's critical that you get your local, local retailers involved, as they drive a lot of business for colleges. College bookstores and independent bookstores on campus are huge. So we wanna be sure that we kind of engage them, and include, you know, various marketing promotion ideas. So Lids has been a great partner and does a lot of stuff locally, so they'll work with a couple of, you know, Lids locations, say in a 10-15 mile radius of campuses, and do ticket giveaways. Justice does custom hang tags for some schools, and so you may see Auburn tags, obviously, I would say probably within 50-60 miles of Auburn, which is pretty cool.
USCR stuff,
And then, you know, just some kind of local examples, Tennessee doing something for Father's Day, Arizona doing something, you know, with incoming freshmen and those that live on campus. Could be one of the others. So just some examples. Oh, we also have an international group in our company. So just this is the best trivia question, because I don't think I've ever heard somebody get the answer correct.
Everybody gets a guess, so everybody's been asleep.
Number one selling school outside of the U.S. You want to go back to our the map? No. Shot.
The map?
The map
The
with
map
our
of the,
lines.
sorry.
Can
I thought you were
we
talking about the
constantly-
listing.
Like,
The listing.
constantly
Let's
is
see,
like-
because that, if we give them the listing of the schools, they don't even show up on that.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
what
they
continent
just
is
gave
it?
us a
Continent
huge
is it on?
clue.
What continent?
Europe.
Anywhere in the world, Europe, Canada, all of them
Awesome.
combined, Korea, China, Australia.
I guess.
The map.
Harvard?
Oh,
Close,
hang
but
on.
no.
We'll let you guess again in a second, because Harvard is not one of our clients, as you'll see.
On the international side.
Oh,
Where's that map?
So the US school that sells the most outside of the state.
yes.
Right.
Oh, okay, now you-
Right.
There is a U.S.
Right.
school that sells more product than
A
any
US
others.
school
Oh.
that we represent internationally, so this is, that
We
school's
rep them
product
here too.
that's
They're on
sold.
there.
Hold on, wait.
Okay, let's qualify it. The school we're talking about is located in the United States, but we're talking about they are the most popular in sales in other countries combined.
Alabama?
Okay, yeah, I thought you-
No,
Georgia?
no,
Texas?
no. You're using up everybody's guess.
Miami?
We got 150 chance on it.
Well, I don't know the answer, but maybe this will help. Do you think American football is popular?
No,
Okay, so just,
it
Yeah,
does,
Ivy schools.
it does not have.
You're getting more.
Yes,
You're
you're
getting
getting
more.
closer.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
Notre Dame?
you're getting close.
I think I
And-
should.
Irish, right?
I'm sorry?
Brown?
No.
It's
not
not
closer.
Well,
Yeah.
you're
Harvard?
on the right side of the
Yeah,
country.
it's on the East Coast.
It is on the east coast.
Duke, Carolina?
Did you say it did not have a football
It
team?
does not have a
Oh,
football team,
no,
not
what
anymore.
team? Rutgers?
No, you're
Georgetown?
close. One state away. What?
Georgetown?
No.
Connecticut.
NYU?
No.
Yes, you
Yeah,
said
they
it.
said it.
Yes.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Congratulations.
I have no idea how many people in Brazil are.
The reason
Yeah.
why
It's-
is not because it's a popular university, it's because everybody, so international, what we hear, when we have our international group come back from Europe or come back from somewhere else, they go, you're not gonna say a product you saw, it'll say like American college, or,
That's
or
true, yeah.
any things that don't make sense, but everybody internationally knows New York, and then go college, so they put those two together, that's why New York University instead of.
Huge New York University football.
No, I grew up in Brazil, and then it's a cool thing to wear something that's
Right.
foreign, and it's because of the New York. It's the New
Yeah.
York brand.
Exactly.
It's
New
nothing-
York
I don't think they,
University.
most people, I had a Duke jacket, I had no idea. People just stopped me on the streets like, did you go to Duke? I was like, no, I just like the colors of the, the jacket.
They are undefeated in football, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a team.
That is a popular slogan of a lot of schools in German football. Football.
Undefeated.
Well, that's all we have to give you the background of our company. Do you guys have any questions?
Where are you all located?
We are located in Midtown Atlanta, right at the corner of, in between 12th and 11th Street and Peachtree Street. You know where the Lowe's Hotel is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our building.